Well, it's a story that will break your heart and lift your spirits all at the same time. A little boy in a race against a tumor and time. He was discovered by members of Medical Missions Foundation, who against great odds did their best to not only ensure he lived, but enjoys a normal life. As far as little boys go, this 7-year-old is pretty typical. His name is Boi. And oddly enough, the horrible tumor everyone else sees right away, well, he doesn't seem to notice it. He loves all kids and any toy with wheels. He is playful.
Can you give me a high five?
Be careful.
Do high fives?
And very polite.
Thank you.
But Bua's dad knows that unless something is done, and soon, the tumor will claim this bright little boy's life.
Boi, he's not afraid. He plays with the kids. His life really hasn't, for him, doesn't seem to have changed. But for the parents who carry the burden, for them it's been difficult.
Their burden began 3 years ago when Bua was 4 years old, growing up in Mali, a poor country in Africa. Shortly after this picture was taken, Bua's parents noticed a lump.
He thought something had bit him on the cheek.
What they thought was a bite turned out to be a benign, slow-growing tumor, mostly made of bone. Bua's parents spent all their money in a desperate search, but couldn't find anyone to treat it.
So they were convinced there would never be a way to really help him.
But just when it seemed all hope was lost, Bua's parents heard about Kansas City medical volunteers working in a nearby village. In a few short weeks, Bua was out of Africa.
What I'd like to do is do blow-by with this.
And in the middle of a team of doctors at the University of Kansas Hospital.
Tell him he's doing really good.
They examined Bua from all angles.
We can probably get an LMA in.
Took dozens of pictures and pored over CT scans.
This bone is expanded all the way up to the side of his eye socket.
The KU team agreed to operate, but it wasn't going to be easy.
This is about as hard as it gets.
Wow.
6:30 a.m., the morning of surgery, and Bua wants to go back home.
It's not going to hurt.
He's very scared right now. He's in an environment that he's not used to.
It will take a team of 7 doctors and dozens of nurses to successfully operate on one tiny boy. It will last at least 18 hours.
This is a little scary.
It's larger than a softball, probably almost twice the size of a softball, so it gives you a pretty good idea.
A specially made model will help.
The advantage of this, it really lets us decide not only where to make our cuts to remove this very large tumor, as you can see, but also then how to put things back together.
Okay, let's have a count of 5.
In the OR, the tedious process begins. Doctors and nurses constantly monitor Bua's breathing and blood counts through every step.
That thing fixing to come out?
Yeah.
Finally, 7 hours into the operation, the tumor that has plagued little Bua for 3 years is gone. But the team works through the night, taking bone from Bua's head and leg to recreate his nose, eye socket, and cheek. 23 hours after the operation began, it's over and off to ICU. Bua's dad is silent, wide-eyed, and overwhelmed. The doctors are exhausted but triumphant.
Relief. Certainly a difficult operation. We knew it would be.
After 10 days, Bua is back on his feet, blowing kisses as he leaves the hospital. But this is not the end of the story. It's just the beginning of a bond between a unique little boy and the village of friends he inspired here in Kansas City.
Bye-bye.
Well, the surgery was not free. Medical Missions Foundation, the First Hand Foundation, and the Overland Park Rotary Club raised the money to pay Bua's hospital bills. The doctors donated their time, as did the company that made the models to help in the surgery. We have more pictures and interviews that you didn't see yet on our website. You can view it at NBCActionNews.com. And I think what struck me the most about Bua is that tumor never bothered him. It was just part of him, and we got to the hospital. He told his dad he would keep that tumor instead of having a needle stuck in him for his IV.
Well, we're just wishing all the best for him, and we'll look forward to seeing the rest on your website. It leaves me wanting more.
He's doing well, and they're going to go back to Africa and do some more work on him, too.
All right, great story.
Thanks.